Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that push this truth, the truth of the King James Bible, and all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. Alright, so I just want to do a short lesson. I have alone the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai allows it to go. I want to name the video one way or another. The paper money will be pushed out. All right. And what made me want to do this lesson through the spirit of power Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Yesterday I did a video through the spirit and power Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, speaking about how basically, well, now they made the monkeypox a public health emergency. They put it in a public health emergency status. And in the video yesterday I was mentioning how basically they did the same thing with the Crown Rail 19, and when it first kicked off, the Big C first kicked off, one of the main things they were talking about was getting rid of cash due to the fear of it being spreaded, this C19 being spreaded by way of cash. All right, and through the spirit, it just made me research. I'm gonna slack it. Just type in Google. Paper money spreads virus, and this article came up and was put out last year, 2 years ago, Slovakia, March 20th, 2020. All right, because we don't know how the Most High is gonna do this, but we know that in some way or another, the Most High is gonna have it where paper money, paper money, coins, credit cards, debit cards will be pushed out. And we know that the Karagma will take its place, which is a microchip implanted inside your body to buy and sell things. All right. And again, we don't know how the Most High is going to do it, but this is one way the Most High could put the spirit on Esau to do it. Again, filthy lucre, paper money shunned for fear of virus spread. Cause now you got the Big C out there, you got the monkeypox out there, you still got the bird flu out there. Now polio, all it's like three or four viruses out there. All right, and again, now they're saying with the monkeypox now that at first they were saying again you can get it from a member of the LGBTQ community, is spreading within their community. Now they're saying that pretty much the same thing with the Big C is pretty much airborne now. Pretty much is what they're saying now. All right, and I go back to that video that Elder Tahar put up the other day with the woman that had the monkeypox, and she said she works at a gas station, and she said that one thing she said that she got it from coming in contact with other people and all of that stuff. And one thing she said in the video was yeah, it could also be spreaded by money transaction. All right, passing money to each other. All right, and that's when the Big C first kicked off. That's one of the first things they were saying. I was trying to find an article when they was speaking about that before anything came out. That was one of the first things they were talking about, pushing out the money. And this is one way again the Most High could do it. All right, and I'm not saying I'm just speaking as a man, but this is because we don't know how the Most High is going to do it, but we know eventually they're going to push paper money out. Because if paper money, if Most High is going to have it with paper money, debit cards, credit cards, and coins are going to be pushed out. Because if that option is still out there, then nobody's going to take the mark. All right, if that option is still out there. So the Most High has to get rid of that, get rid of paper money, debit cards, credit cards, and then push the Karagma out there. And the elect, ain't going to take it. And the 2/3 are going to take it, and that's going to give the Most High license to destroy them. All right, which they deserve to be destroyed because they're wicked as hell anyway. All right, Lord willing, I'm part of the number of the brothers out there pushing myself are part of the elect. All right, but I'm gonna read it again. It says, "Filthy lucre, paper money shunned for fear of virus spread." All right, it is nothing to start putting in the media that the paper money is spreading the virus, and people will buy it. All right, and stop using cash, then they'll want an alternative. All right, and we know the alternative is going to be digital, something digital inside your body. All right, it says, in a world suffering a pandemic, which we're still in right now. Now we got a whole new one out there they just declared uh, um, an emergency in the world. It's like it in a world suffering a pandemic. Cash is no longer king, and this whole thing pushing out cash. All right, like that woman said at the World Government Summit, Pepe, whatever her name is. She said that they're getting ready to introduce a new system, which is a digital system, which we all know the end game of that. It says a growing number of businesses and individuals worldwide have stopped using banknotes in fear of physical currency, right? Because they believe that the cash is spreading the virus, which cash is real dirty, all right. But this is one way that, that the Most High could allow this to fast track it, to speed things up, all right. Because the people would be begging for a new system, because people would be afraid to use cash and debit cards and credit cards. Even with credit cards and debit cards, you still have to go to the ATM. You still have to go inside the store and touch the keypad, all right, and do that. So they'll have to come up with something completely and utterly digital, something you just scan your hand and you scan your forehead, all right. And again, I'm not saying this is how it's gonna go down, but I mean, it makes sense. This is one way the Most High can fast track it. A growing number of businesses and individuals worldwide have stopped using banknotes in fear that physical currency handled by tens of thousands of people over their usual life could be a vector for the spreading of the big C. And now you got the monkeypox out there. The big C is still a thing, but now you got the monkeypox out there to worry about. Public officials and health experts have said that the risk of transferring the virus person to person through the use of banknotes is small. But when this whole thing first kicked off, one of the things they were talking about was pushing out cash, because they believed that it could spread the virus. All right, but that has not stopped businesses from refusing to accept currency. Yeah, when it first, some people stopped accepting money, and some countries from urging their citizens to stop using banknotes altogether, which that's ultimately what's going to happen. They're going to stop using money altogether, and the new system's going to come into play. All right, which you all know what the new system's going to be. Uh, Open Books, a non-profit bookstore in Chicago, said they emailed to customers last week, and this was 2 years ago. Again, week asking individuals not to use cash, and they about to go. They about to start doing that again. Cause now you got this. Hopefully, Lord willing, they're about to start doing that again. Cause now you got again the monkeypox. Is a World Health an emergency status. All right. So just gonna take the same path. It's going the same path that what happened with the big C, like it's gonna happen with the monkeypox. We asking individuals not to use cash. A chain of and more companies are gonna do that. All right. And if it don't go down like this, you already got inflation that's so bad the cash is going to be worthless soon anyway. A chain of dinners in Washington State has also stopped accepting cash, and so a lot of businesses have stopped accepting cash around the world. All right, because everything's going digital, and this could speed things up with the virus. The virus is out there saying that the money is spreading the virus. And delivery services like Grubhub, DoorDash, and others have instituted a non-contact delivery and have either stopped offering cash as a payment option or actively discouraging it. Experts say that cash does not carry a risk of transmitting the virus, but the risk of cash so far is small compared with other transmission routes. A scientific paper published earlier in the outbreak found that the virus can live on cardboard for up to 24 hours. That don't make no sense. How can it live on, but it can't live on cash that long? How do they know that? And up to 3 days on plastic and stainless steel. Researchers, however, did not test whether it could live on banknote papers. So they didn't even test it. But they said that it can. There's other articles I remember saying that it can. It stays on cash for a period of time. All right. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that real quick. Salaki, brothers. All right, Salaki brothers. Here we go. Salaki. It says, this is from Forbes, and it says the Big C can remain on paper currency for 28 days per new study. So there you go. A few months later, they published this of 2 years ago. Again, the Big C can remain on paper currency for 28 days per new study. All right, so there you go. And again, this could be one way that they could do this. The Most High could do this. The Norvell Big C can remain infectious for 4 weeks on banknotes, according to new research by Australian Centers for Disease Preparation. And we all know how Australia handled it. Australia, if you didn't have, if you took the knockout punch, you couldn't go in the stores and buy and sell. You weren't allowed to go in the grocery stores. So therefore, you couldn't buy and sell. All right, it was getting you ready, getting you they were prepping their people for the corral. All right, so there you go. So this is one way they could do this, man. All right, by saying that the viruses is spreading through cash and fast track the corral. And again, I'm just speaking as a man because again, we don't know how the Most High is going to do this, but we know it's coming. Either the Most High could do it, in a wild card like manner, throw a wild card out there and it speeds it up, or the money just continue to hyperinflate over itself, to inflate over itself, and then it'll just disappear. All right, it'll be worthless. But we know sooner or later. It's like his screen froze open, but we know sooner than later, Esau's, the Most High is going to have it, where his money is going to be done away with. Lord Will, Salakia, Lord Will brothers can still hear me. I know the screen froze, but Lord Will brothers can still hear me. Phone's trash, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 7. Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 19. And they should cast their silver in the streets. So like Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 19. And they should cast their silver in the streets, and their gold should be removed, and their silver and their gold should not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. And they should not satisfy their soul, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block for their iniquity. Right? So it says the silver and gold we use today is paper money, debit cards, credit cards, coins, things like that. And the Lord said they should cast their silver in the streets, and their gold should be removed. So one way or another, the money is going to be completely worthless, man. All of society is going to start rejecting cash, which a lot of companies are already doing now. Have already decided to do now. Because again, everything is going digital, and we know the end game, what the end game is. All right. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their forehead. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell. How do we buy and sell now? With paper money, debit cards, credit cards, coins. All right. So on and so forth. So this is speaking about a cashless society. So cashless society is going to happen, man. The world is already going cashless, really. All right. And that no man might buy or sell, say he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, which that's a digital system. All right. Which is going to be a chip implanted in your body again to buy and sell things. A new digital money system. All right. Is what this is speaking about. Which again is a microchip implanted inside your body to buy and sell things. All right, so with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. And again, I'm just speaking as a man, but this is one way that the Lord could fast track this thing. All right, because now again, they got the monkeypox out there, and when you look at the symptoms for monkeypox, all right, And now again, they're saying that it's pretty much in the same status as the Big C. It spreads airborne by close contact, touching people, touching money, touching, or whatever. Pretty much in the same status as the Big C. So, they could start amping them talks back up again. All right, like they did when the Big C first hit. All right, and say, look, it's spreading. We figured it out. It's spreading through cash. We got to get rid of cash. All right, and paper money, physical cash. We got to get rid of it. And then they usher in the next system, which we all know what that is. So with that, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and safety to the brothers pushing this truth and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say Shalom.